Hi there, my name is Rebekah Lee. I'm a senior lecturer in history at Goldsmiths. I'm a historian of modern South Africa. I'm interested in the everyday lives of ordinary South Africans and how we can meaningfully and historically reconstruct that. I utilize the productive tensions between the disciplines of history and anthropology, and really think about what are the sort of approaches, theoretical approaches, as well as the methodologies that can be utilized meaningfully from both. These images on this slide are a snapshot of some of the research that I've undertaken over the years. The first book there I have on the left is my book, African Women and Apartheid. It was very much a microhistory of the city during the apartheid and post-apartheid periods through utilizing the collected oral histories of 4 generations of women in 6 families. The middle image there is from my second project, which was on death and memory in modern South Africa. It was very much thinking about how ideas of death and dying in South Africa have changed over the last 4 decades as the country experienced very tumultuous transformations in its political, social, cultural, and spiritual settings. The image in the middle is from a shoot, a documentary shoot that I did in the middle of conducting my fieldwork. I'm very much interested in the use of visual sources, both in terms of communicating my research as well as the use of visual sources as kind of a new repository of history as well. The image on the right there is from my most recent project, which is ongoing, which is a history of road safety and road accidents and ideas of road danger in South Africa. I'm finishing my second book called Health, Healing, and Illness in African History. It's based on a really popular module that I have been teaching at Goldsmiths for the last some 15 years or so, and it is a fairly comprehensive history which looks at the ways that Africans and African healing systems understood and practiced health and conceptualized disease and illness from the pre-colonial period to the present day. These are some of the modules that I teach at Goldsmiths. I will say that I try very hard to bring Africa kind of into the classroom. I try to use as many interesting primary sources as I can to make the continent and its history really come alive. So we use archival sources, we use not just sort of colonial sources of propaganda, but we think about correspondence, missionary diaries, literature, novels, poems, photographs, newspapers, new media like social media, internet-based media, and really use them to bring the history of this continent closer. I'd also like to just point out the new module that's starting next year that I'm very excited about, called Decolonizing History. It's partly based on my own experience as a Black and minority ethnic historian who is teaching on a non-European subject, and I look forward to teaching that to you next year. Thanks.